All right, all right.
I am obsessed with the new intro. I'm obsessed. I
You like
love everything about it.
That's what's up. Shout out to Knox City.
Shout out to
Shout out.
Scotty Knox. We definitely
Yes,
appreciate you
yes,
for the
indeed.
upgrade. We
I-
love it. We love it.
Indeed.
Knox City from
Indeed,
Is It
indeed.
Wednesday Yet?
Is
I
it
love
Wednesday
the new.
yet?
Yes, I love that. I love it. Can we play it
No,
one
it's
more
been a
time?
we can. All right,
Okay,
here
come
we
on, play it
go.
one more time. I don't love it any less. I still love it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And also for those who, if you like music, that's kind of a featured element and a part of Is It Wednesday Yet? Scotty Knox. So you can go to his page, see a lot of the musical artistry that he's produced and he's made. You'll see a lot of that. If you like music, and I'm talking about music you probably hadn't heard of, definitely come by, check it out, and definitely go to his page and check it out. So again, shout out to Scotty Knox, aka Knox City. That's what I call him.
We are
Since I
so
met him.
appreciative. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate that. So, with the quick introductions, hey, welcome to Perspective, and the premise of our program and what we like to do, as we always share at the beginning of the show, is right there in the name. This is about different perspectives, different views, different lived experiences, different approaches and angles and ideas toward a myriad of different topics and subject matter. Fact, no matter what it is, we know that there's going to be quite a few different angles that one may look at it or experience it, and we like that, and that's cool. This is a safe place. This is a safe tree. This is where you can come and safely and honestly share your perspective, your points of views, your lived experiences on a myriad of things without being ridiculed. And we're going to find you're always going to find that someone may differ or have had a different experience than you have or idea, but that doesn't make you right and them wrong. Doesn't make them right and you no them wrong and you right. It just simply means that it's different, and exploring those differences and taking a look at that, you'll come to find out you probably have more in common than not. One little tag I like to say: many times we find ourselves headed to the same direction, same headed to the same destination, just taking a different direction than others. So take the time to talk to them. So that is really what we want to do. We feel like when we discuss our differences, it actually brings us close together as a community, and that's what we strive to do here on Perspective. And I am Eric Butler, aka the Intellect, aka Cullinan, because I'm the biggest diamond ever found on land. And I did say aka Atlantic because I'm cold, deep, and choppy. And if I don't say that, I'll get in trouble. And with that
As
being
you know.
said, I was gonna get it. And my background has been in talent acquisition, so people have been my business. Talking to them about their careers, so that has morphed and moved me into a space of doing career counseling, helping people with that, transitioning careers and things of that nature, and also sometimes talking people off the ledge. I have had a myriad of experiences in every walk of life, just about. So it gives me a little bit of a knowledge on a few topics, which have lent to help individuals, and me being described as motivating and inspiring to others. And I try to use my gifts for good. I try to use my forces for the right side of the thing. So with that being said, you'll kind of experience that if you go back and check out our shows and participate with us here on Perspective. And I'll shut it down and pass it over to my um, a woman that needs no introduction. As you can see, her energy, just her aura brings a certain level of something. she is Latoya. You see that she got it up there, but I call her Doc, right? But she's also Latoya, the therapist. And when you got a name that's that long, it means something. She always just says a little bit about her, but I want you to know that she holds conferences. She's an author, so ask her about her book because she never mentions that. But I'll let her have the rest. And man, this is my sister, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself the rest of the way.
Aw. Well, thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I see the chat is popping already, and I'm so excited. My name is Latoya, aka Them Kids Mama, aka Jeff's wife, aka Latoya the therapist. I am a licensed
Indeed.
professional counselor. I'm an author. I have an amazing book on Amazon entitled The Wife's Guide to Beating the Side Chick. You can find it on Amazon or you can find it on my website at latoyathetherapist.com. I am super, super excited about the topic for tonight. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Before we get into the topic, we got to say what's up to the people in the chat. So I'm going to get it started.
All right. Ben Sutter the third says you can support BS3 Network by sending stars. Stars help us earn money to continue building the network. Thank you. And if you
Thank you.
yes, absolutely. And 100%, you see Ben Sutter third. He puts the BS3 into the BS3 network, along with King Doc, Ivan Dawkins. You can look those gentlemen up. And I'll say very shortly, because I can go a long time on that. Quality human beings, quality men, sincere approach to what they're trying to achieve and do with this network. So your support is really warranted, and we're asking and desired. You being here is great. So definitely, help us with the algorithm. So like the program, like things on the BS3 network. Go check out the BS3 network. But we thank you on that. Ben, thank you.
Tell them we sent you.
All right. My baby bird's in the build. She said, hey, y'all.
Hey, sis.
Mr. J.
My
Gilia,
man,
that's
my
my partner
man,
right
my
there.
man.
That's my partner right there. Hey, y'all don't, I ain't gonna say nothing. Mr. J. Gilead is a shelf. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all need to find out about it. I didn't see
Oh,
this
yeah.
stuff.
He has
It's
some
some
stuff
cordon
coming up,
blue.
too.
He make those meals that cost a bunch, but make it look like you still be hungry afterwards. But it be, you know
Not
what
you
I'm
still be
talking about?
hungry. That's hilarious.
That's my partner right there, Mr. J. Gilead.
Okay. I know, right, girl? The intro was nice, right? I was very excited.
Yeah, Alexis Butler says, "Come through intro." Mr. Jackie said, "Yeah, that's dope." Shouts out
Okay.
to Knox City one more time.
All right. They in the chat talking it up. Okay. We're going to get down here.
Mika
Hi. Good
White, evening to you, Mika.
evening. Okay. So let me give y'all a disclaimer. I am a counselor, not your counselor, unless there is paperwork involved between the two of us. Eric and I will be speaking from our education, our experience, from different conversations that we had. We are not telling your personal business because we would never say your name. That's rude. Now, if you put your business in the chat, we will dissect it. We are not talking about our personal situations because that would not be cool unless we say specifically, well, this happened in my life. And then also we know that there's an outlier for every situation. I already know that your homegirl's cousin sister went through the exact same thing and it worked out for her good. I know that. I'm happy for her. Congratulations. But we are talking from like a more general perspective. And we
Right,
understand that there are going to be outliers for every situation. Okay.
right.
So
There we
tonight's
go.
topic is, oh, wait, hold on. One more person. They know you personally because they said Big
It's a
E.
big E.
No,
Yeah,
wow, that
yeah. If you
came
could
out of my mouth.
give stream the permission to post your name. It'll just show your name so I can shout you out. Alexis Butler says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that. Yeah." And Alexis Butler said, in other words,
Ain't
ain't
ish
ish
free.
fresh.
Okay, sis.
Period,
Just
doc.
unless it's
I
some
got you.
paperwork. That's all I'm saying.
For sure, for sure. That's a deal. That's a
Okay,
deal. All right. So go ahead, Doc.
okay, cool. So tonight we are talking about, are you the problem?
Mm,
Let me give y'all some backstory. So I was
mm,
having a conversation, just like a little random conversation. And the person kept saying stuff, and I'm like, that's red flag. So they got this many children with this many baby mamas. They don't date
Mm,
women that don't meet 1, 2, 3 qualifications, but then they don't meet those qualifications. They're talking and talking, and I'm like, wait, you single because you're the problem. But they didn't know they
mm,
were the problem. And so I'm
mm,
like, how many people are living, breathing, walking around in the world and don't know that they're the problem?
mm.
That's the backstory.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you know? First of all, let's define problem. What does problem mean to you, Eric? What's a problem?
Uh, I think a problem is any set or series of happenings and results that are not getting you closer to your ultimate goal. If it's
I like
causing
that.
harm, distance, or slowdown to you getting to your goals, your defined goals, then it's a problem.
I like that. I would define problem as the reason things are not working out for you.
I like that.
Because it could be romantic, platonic, career.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes you the
true.
problem.
Yeah, and I think we said the same thing. I
We
just
did.
I use quite mean to. I like words. I'm in love with words, and I use them, and I do not apologize.
It's okay.
but
Loquacious.
I
You
love,
want
but I
that word?
love. Yeah, that's loquacious. Yes, absolutely.
Loquacious. Yep.
I'm naturally that. But Doc, the important thing is you definitely put it in a more concise way. One, it can be remembered, and I think when things can be remembered, they can be applied in the right moments. So say that again. We need somebody type that. Type what she's saying
Somebody type
in
it
the
in there.
text.
Y'all, the Lord
Yeah.
uses me and I move on. Okay,
Turkey
thank you.
Creek.
Turkey
All
Creek.
right. I
You know what that
definitely.
means?
Hey, that's what's going on. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So say it again, Doc, if you can remember it.
Somebody
What
said
problems
Jillian
are to you?
Jones said anything
Yeah.
that detours you from your purpose, hero's journey. I like that.
Mm,
I
okay.
mean, I just think anything that gets in the way of you doing what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah, I like that. Anything that gets now, I would have went for me personally. I'd be like, man, if anything that's not bearing good fruit within my life is a problem.
Hmm.
If it's bearing bad fruit, if it's which I mean, we're saying in several different ways, but I think ultimately what we're saying is, actions, thoughts, belief, values, moves, anything that's generating negative. If it's keeping you from where you're trying to go or where you should be, it's a problem.
Let me ask you this. Let me just see what you think about this. I think that sometimes people can bring out the problems in you. Like, what if it's a collective problem? Like, what if I was
Mm.
fine until I start dating you? Do you think that that's a thing? You think that can happen?
Oh, I mean, but can you generate something that wasn't already there? But I think you could awaken something in somebody.
I so
I
when you say
definitely
awaken, so when
yeah,
you
you
say
could
awaken,
definitely. Mhm.
I always think about alcoholism. Or because I used to, like, in my past life, I used to be an addictions counselor. So the way I would describe alcoholism is like some people can have a drink and it's fine. Some people can get turned up and it's fine. Like, but then for some
Mhm.
people, you have that first drink and the light switch goes off. And
Mm.
even if the light bulb blows, even if you take the light bulb out, the switch has already been hit and it's just
Wow.
there now. So when you say awaken something that's lying dormant, I go back to that because it's like, was I
Okay.
toxic and I didn't know I was toxic, or did you turn on the
Okay.
toxic in me, or like what happened?
Well, I think that's possible because some it's like if I use this analogy. If you've been in a funky house for 48 hours, you ain't been outside, you ain't hit no fresh air. Eventually, you quit smelling the
You don't
stink, and
smell
you
it.
stay in the stink. So usually someone else from the outside could come with a different scent, and now you realize, oh, I stink. And so
Mm,
another person, another form of thinking, another mode of operating, operandi, what is it, moda operandi
modus
comes in.
operandi.
Yeah, modus operandi comes into play, and now you start looking at yours and being like, oh my, these are just regular crackers. That's what the
Right.
Ritz really look like. And so that could expose that. So awaken something, or it may just reveal something to you. Like you said, you could already been toxic. You didn't even know it was
Mhm.
toxicity.
So then does it become a collective problem, or it's still me? I'm the problem.
Ooh, I believe that is the choice of the other person. Now, if you have made, I will go on a limb, and this is my personal thought. I will go on a
Mhm.
limb and say, if you've made a personal commitment to someone, you didn't said it in
Mhm.
front of others, and you meant it, then it's a collective problem.
Okay. But what if I didn't say the commitment in front of the other people? Just one on one, we had a commitment.
Now, I think everyone has the option to I make because even if you sign a contract, if you go into the
Mhm.
contract and there was information you weren't privy to, does that let you out of the contract? Now, I think in marriage it is like if you find out, oh, the other person was already still married to someone else, or you found out some very pertinent, like there was a sickness or illness or some other serious issue that you did not get to consider, you can get that marriage annulled. Some contracts are like in, so I will stick with that level of contracting. So I would say, you know, if you find out some things that weren't, readily available or pertinent in the beginning, then you may exercise your exit clause, is what I'll put it.
Okay, so it is not a collective problem. It's my problem on my own. That's what we going with.
I think everybody's problem is a problem on their own, ultimately.
So I don't, because I feel like if I was bebopping through life and I was fine
Mhm,
and everything was good, and then
mhm.
suddenly I encounter you and we're together, and now all of a sudden there's all these problems. This a group problem. This ain't just my problem.
Yeah, now I think that depends on how early in the race you didn't win. Now, if y'all didn't built up some equity together, y'all didn't accomplish some stuff, and then there was a triggering, because some people don't find out till 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years later. And I wasn't tripping. I went to 40 on purpose. That is, I think those are anomalies, but people find out in that, I've heard if you can make it the first 5 years, that's pretty good. That's kind of a benchmark period. But I mean, 10 plus, then you rocking in some taller grass, right? But
Right.
even then, you can find out some really different things. We're all evolving, and something may creep up, like you said. Something may come, you know, big money, like people hitting money, coming into major money changes them. And you'd be like,
It
I
does.
can't stand yo hind
Self.
parts.
Self.
And I
Yeah.
I can no longer walk this path with you because where you're going, I'm not going. I'm not equipped to go. I'm not equipped to operate. And now you're gonna have to fix that on your own.
Okay. More to be determined. Let's hit the comments.
Let's do that. Keisha Walker,
G
Kilolo. Hey, what
Lolo,
up, fam?
how are
How
you?
you doing? Salute to you. Jillian Jones. Oh, I love it when she in the building because we gonna get the business. Cause she personally don't like me. So she always gonna be like, really? Quantify that. She will definitely make me answer, and then answer. Jillian says it's only collective when there's no self awareness. I believe most things always lead back to the individual. Look at her, and then as soon as I went in, she agreed with me. Not with
See,
me, but
why you got to
that
read
idea we
first?
were. Now I know we were on the same plane. Well, great minds think alike. I didn't say her
Oh
mind wasn't
gosh,
great. Keisha says, "Nah, it's still a
it's still a
you
you
problem."
problem. Boy.
She say, if you see yellow signs and don't proceed with caution automatically, that's a problem. Stop is around the corner. Mm.
So I'm glad she said yellow signs, because I wanted to bring up red flags. I get so tired of people being in life having conversations with me and saying things like, I just didn't see this coming. And I'm like, sis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You ain't see it coming. You didn't see any of
One, two,
those
three,
red
four,
flags. You just
five, six,
picked them
seven,
up
eight,
and
nine.
pretended we were at a carnival.
Not a carnival. Her team colors was red. She got bamboozled. I thought he was helping me cheer for my alma mater.
No, like, why are you mad at this person for being exactly who they said they were? Which leads
No.
me to think that you're the problem.
And Doc, clear this up for me. What is it? Serotonin? Is that the chemical? When you get into
Mhm.
those new relationships, that's release serotonin, right? And
Yes.
dopamine, which is a
Yes.
very powerful concoction.
Yes.
And
It's like
so
a
you
drug.
are,
Yes.
it's a drug. It is a drug. You are not
Hmm.
thinking straight. You're not going to sense or process things like you normally would. It's going to affect every area of your life. It's going to affect how you would make decisions, even at work. You would be able to
Correct.
get over stuff that you normally wouldn't be able to get over. You would
Correct.
probably mess around and talk to the girl that's been your sworn enemy since you've been in the office because you on what did I say on cloud nine?
Mm, mm.
I went Temptations on y'all.
I love the
I'm getting high
Temptations. Up
on
here on
cloud
cloud
nine. Okay,
nine.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, that's what it'll have you at. So, how critical can you be of someone? So I re-asked the question: can they miss those signs? Understanding that science, can't you miss some red flags?
So I'm gonna go with this comment. Miss Jillian Jones said we lied to ourselves, LOL Team Delulu. And I think that's the problem. You didn't miss it, you ignored that thing. You saw that red flag, you
Dang,
jumped right over it. You just didn't
dang.
care.
Yeah, I've like was conscious of a red flag, and for I don't, I've thought about it. I've really went through it, especially doing therapy. I really wanted to understand my own dichotomy of that. Like, I mean, I knew that was the wrong thing to do, and I did that mess anyway, and it
Anyway.
really bothered me. I mean, I'm good now because it is what it is. I just know I'll never do it again. Um, that you really gotta. I got off, and I've talked to my daughter about this because she was like, "Dad, the way you were moving, I didn't even know who you were." She was like, "No, that's not the dude I know. That ain't the dude that
Okay.
raised me. You would not do that. You would not move that way." And she was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go over here because I don't even know who this is." And it was that
Right,
deep.
right.
So I really went to work on kind of understanding, like, so I would never fall in that place again because that was something I had to promise her. I was like, "Listen, man, I would never do A. I would never do B." And I
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "And you, if you forgive me, cool. If you don't, I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make it up to you."
Mm.
And I meant every word of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was that I mean, I didn't do nothing, catastrophic to my daughter per se, but
Sure,
who
sure,
I
sure.
was to her, yeah, um, damaging that. And that was by not being I don't know, and I mean, I'd never come to a conclusion on this is exactly why I ignored the red flag or went past it. I know it was something to do with the dopamine and serotonin,
Sure.
and also what I discovered in therapy as like some traumas that had happened early, not like outside of that, but dealing with that person because this was someone that was a long term and a long time off and on person. So it gave certain hooks and triggers in the mind. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, so my brain was operating totally different. So now that I'm aware
Mm-hmm.
of that, I pay attention to that. And then I'm
Right.
able to fight against it. Well, okay, that was a long way to get to that road, but
That's fine.
there you have it. Keisha
Comments.
Walker says, yes, Keisha Walker says, maybe she thought he was a blood with all the red flags. That we have a tendency to let some things pass during the coating times, which is a mistake.
Which is a mistake.
Agrees.
Yes. The last
Which is a
sentence, which
mistake.
is a
Big mistake.
mistake. Every time you dishonor yourself, you always end up in a situation that you don't want to be in. That thing will blow
Wow.
up in your
Dishonor
face
yourself.
every time. Every time you
Ain't in your
dishonor who
pocket.
you are, every time you dishonor who you are, what your needs are, what your values are, every time you start disrespecting reality because this person is giving you them hits of serotonin, it always blows up in your face.
It blows up in your face.
Every time.
Keisha Walker says, missing, ignoring those signs are what usually lead to blowups. Next thing you
Yep.
know, you'll tell your mate, That's why your mama's a man and a wig is always crooked type ish. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's
You
like
ain't being
snapped out.
you ain't being honest with yourself. Jillian Jones says, love that E. Thank you. Thank you, Jillian. That means much coming from you. And Alexis Butler says, sometimes we are deep involved with things where we convince ourselves we can make it work.
I know.
Come on, get on
We
that,
get to
Doc.
bending, we get to bending and stretching and pretending. And then one day
Yeah.
you wake up like, I don't even like the way you breathe air. I hate the way you chew your food. When you blink, it makes my skin crawl. Cause I done stretched and compromised to the point that like I don't even know who I am anymore. But I'm looking at you and you blinking your eyes and it looks stupid. We be too deep.
Man,
Just
especially
mind
yeah,
ourselves.
you if you take too many losses at some point, you like, man, I ain't got nothing else to give. I
Yes.
remember saying, I said, man, I was like, I can't lay I don't know, I can't lay any flatter. I don't know, I can't get any lower. I don't know
Right.
what else I have nothing else to compromise on. What are you kidding me? And then you'll get to that point, but it's sad that you allow yourself to get to a point where you've compromised. You feel like, okay, I can compromise that. I'm trying to I'm trying to compromise here. You're trying to be a measuring and because we're
Mhm.
all taught that you should compromise and try to balance
Yep.
out. But then you look over and you be like, damn, I'm doing all the compromising. Ain't no other
All the
compromising been
work.
going on. Like
All the work.
what in the world is really going on? And then some respond in different ways. Some people blow up, like my sister Keisha said. She was like, "Man, you talking about a mama and her wig?" You know what I'm saying? So it
She
can turn
said
into
your
that.
mama a man and a wig
Yeah,
cricket.
that's why your mama man and a wig always crooked. Dang. Jillian Jones says, "You spoke a word, Latoya. Say
Thank
every
you.
time you dishonor yourself, you did.
No, for
You
real.
did.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Honor thyself." Somebody write that in the comments. Honor thyself. Keisha Walker
Honor
says the
thyself.
dopamine and serotonin will have you all messed up. The one day you wake up and say, "Man, this nigga ain't." Yeah.
Yeah, you wake up. I'm telling you, they be like, when you
Listen,
blink,
you be
could you
like, "How
blink
did I?"
a little bit more quietly? You are blinking too loud. Like
I don't know what her name is, but you wake up talking about, "How did I get here?
Deborah Cox.
I'm not
Mm-mm.
supposed to be here.
And not in a good way.
This woman's getting on my last nerve. She
Minors.
tricking off my money."
Money.
And that right there ain't fun. Okay, I'm gonna stop, y'all. I'm my bad. I apologize.
Because I'm going with it
I'm
every
me.
time.
I'm me.
Every
I
time
know.
I'm going
That's
with
what I'm saying. That's my role, man. Y'all gotta be messed up, man. That's my partner right there. We gonna run.
it.
Y'all can be mad if you want to. We'll be happy. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
No, anyway, Mika White says, seriously, I dated a guy, and when it got to the end, I hated the
See?
sound of his voice.
And he had that same voice at the beginning. Hey, I see. See?
I heard that once if you're in a relationship, and people
Mhm.
have their issues and their differences, and those things can be worked out. We definitely going to lead with that. Not everything is the end. Not everything is
Right.
is like
Right.
cutthroat.
Right.
But once you get, and I want your feedback, and you can tell me this right or wrong. I heard
Yes.
once there is resentment, like you resent the person, like
Mm-mm.
there's no coming back. Like you might as well
Mm-mm.
go ahead. If you're married, get a divorce. If you were together, go ahead and start to separate or make plans to separate. And when I say resent, like I guess you hate their voice, or they ain't even doing anything wrong. They're just being and
They're just
living, and you
existing.
walk
Yeah.
in and you just be
Yeah, it's
like,
time to go.
ugh. You know what I'm saying? Can you come back from that?
Um, I think it needs two willing parties to come back from that because that's a hard edge to like pull back from. And I think that by
Because
the time people get to that place, like where they're just existing and you upset, you're not even a willing participant anymore.
yeah, once you have resentment, I think.
Yeah. Cause y'all
I
sitting now,
think
y'all
that's what
sitting
it
in my
is.
office back when I used
Because
to
you
do
resent the.
in-person sessions, and y'all sitting in my office and the tension is thick, and I'm in here like, what's
Oh, this
up?
is heavy. Like, damn.
But
Yeah.
that's
Be
why
like, I
I ask
don't
all
like
the
it in here.
couples that come see me. My very first question after we do the hey, how you doing? What's your insurance? What would you use your debit card on file? After we get through all of that, then I say, do you still want to be married to him currently? Do you still want to be married to
Mm,
her currently? Because we need to know
mm.
that before we even. And I've had somebody
Yeah.
say, "Nah,
Oh, well, then what? Yeah, that's good. Thank you for being honest. And let's get this party. Let's start to unpack this
nope,
amicably.
we ain't unpacking nothing.
What?
We're about to uncouple whose names
Well,
is
that's
on the
what I mean.
accounts, what we
That's what I
switching."
mean. That's what
Yeah,
I mean. No, no. So I got unpacking is a whole different term for you in your
right.
world. I mean,
Okay, we
like,
got to
hey,
catch
who
it.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, who gonna get what? What's going where? Anyway, Mr. J.
Mhm.
Gill, said, "Yep, we get to overlooking the things we didn't like from the jump."
And we need
Mm.
to stop.
And Alexis Butler said exactly. She's like, I myself did this so many times, and now I enjoy being the villain, but not bending.
I'd be like,
By he said by not bending
not bending for
for
no
no
one.
one,
I'd
no
be like,
one.
welcome to my dark side. If you don't call me the villain,
Dang.
let's just do it then. Welcome to my villain era. I appreciate it here. We love it here. Thank you.
Uh, she says I definitely was the problem a few times. Oh, I love the self awareness
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Self awareness is good.
because once you realize you were the problem or you are the problem, you
You can
now
change.
you now are not the problem. The problem is the problem, and we can work over that
Nah, that's
problem.
still you. That's still you.
Say, man,
You
that
got
sounded
to
so
want
good.
to
What I
change your
said,
behavior.
you were just supposed to let that ride, and then we talk
Nah.
about that on the back end. No, doc, I'm good. I'm gonna clean it up,
Yeah,
clean it.
yeah.
But I do. I refute. I mean, once you realize what the problem is the problem, right? Because I mean, I think you the problem if you walking around and you don't know what you doing, how you acting, how you thinking is creating these results for you. But once you become aware that the habits you have, maybe the the attitude, the perception, the ideals that you have are affecting you and the things around you a certain way, and you now take steps to renew how you think, your approach. Now those things are the problem, and you're not the problem. You're working on the problem. Now I know it might be, I may be just being
It's
semantic
layers. It's nuance
wordplay.
to that.
Yeah, yeah, but I definitely feel you. Like, no, you the problem. As long as you keep
Yeah.
the focus on you and those changes, we getting the right results. Mr. J. Gilliard says, "Gotta be the villain in somebody's story."
She said
Like
literally.
say literally, Mr. J, 100%. Like we got people who ain't scared to hurt feelings around here. Keisha Walker says, "Them gaps, them gaps in his teeth, be having tartar in them." And you never know.
She said no, no. She said, and you never notice because you're in lust. Then that joker smiled at me and my stomach turned. She is hilarious.
I can't go on. I can't go on. She said, I missed the tartar in them. That's a detail.
That's
I'm
crazy.
crying for real, y'all. That's a detail. She said I was cool. Oh, he was doing all them nice things, but after a while, I saw the tartar get it caked,
Made my
get it
stomach
caked
hurt.
up in that gap. Oh, oh, that hurt. That hurt me.
It
Keisha,
got
stop
you
it.
too.
Jillian Jones says, what you said, Mika. Dude voice sounded like he's smoking a million cigarettes.
It is some stories behind these comments, baby.
Yeah, I like it. Excuse me, can I?
Not with the two.
Baby. Oh, y'all done had a doozy. Y'all didn't really had some times. Y'all have had some times. So Mika White says, man, that nigga voice became nails on a chalkboard. Like, why you keep talking while I'm in the area?
Lord.
Listen, y'all let it go way too far. That's what I'm saying. But I'm gonna let Doc talk about it. Jillian Jones said, hating to pull up to the crib, just sit there,
Just in
sit
the
in the
parking
rock
lot
in
at
the
work.
parking lot at work. Wow. Then sit in the yard when you get home. Wow. Yeah, that is not a good existence. Alexis Butler says, I used to wake up upset every single
Mm,
morning. I refuse to put myself in that situation again.
okay.
Wow.
Please don't.
Y'all don't understand. That's my baby bird. That just hit me right there. I didn't know she was, it was like that. But I don't think, yeah,
Mm.
never mind. Mika White
She out
says,
of it now. Sis
seriously.
said she the villain, so it's cool.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no. No, I'm gonna tell you, so I'm proud about her. I'm gonna pull out and put her on Front Street real quick. When she will go through, but she will look for the lesson, and once she learns the lesson, she
She
definitely
out.
puts parameters and things in place. She is not gonna. I shall never return. We are out, and she means that, man. She be meaning it. I'll be like, well, you gotta. She be looking at me like, you could stop now.
She's like, actually, I don't.
That section we're not talking about. That's the no. All right. Mika White says, seriously, LOL. And then Keisha Walker says, I was thinking, how did I miss this? Then I figured it out. It was the
It was the power. She said power.
she didn't misspell that, y'all. She's
She
very
did that
good.
on
She
purpose.
knows.
If you know her, you
Yes,
know
she
she
did.
said it just how she
Yes,
said
you
it.
gotta know. You gotta know. You
Bro
gotta
was
know.
putting it down, but then I started thinking, "Ooh, that Tata must have come from another woman or woman women from his past." I'm not playing with her. Next comment.
Get your friend. Alexis. Alexis Butler says, why is Keisha so specific? I know. Because she just great like that. She said, wait a minute. I need more details. Man, y'all gonna have to hook up on the outside of this because we ain't gonna be able to talk. Mika White says, I am the common denominator. Like I can't see the forest for the trees. Difference is I know it's just a bunch of trees, but I keep walking.
But the
You unpack
self-awareness
that
is
one, Doc.
there. I do have
Yes,
a couple of
yes.
questions.
So that,
If you
yeah.
recognize that you struggle to see the forest for the trees, what are you doing to make sure that you can see everything? Like what's different? What we gonna do different? That would be you don't have to put that in the
She got to get on
chat if
this.
you don't want to. That's just like a
Yeah,
question to ask yourself though, like what will I do differently next
food for
time?
thought. Yeah, that's a question that'll help you kind of unpack some things for yourself. Not something you have to necessarily share on here. Mr. J. Gillia says,
we, we are out. It's crazy.
we Mika White says, shit, I have officially graduated from 3 lessons.
Woo,
Okay. I mean,
baby.
you know,
It be like that
gotta
though.
learn.
And and so here's the thing. Sometimes if you don't heal what's going on with you, you'll be like, he different. He different. He different. Girl, he be the same. He just be tall and work at a different place. It's the same situation. It just look a little different.
Yeah, it be
Crazy.
shuffled around. It be the same
It
thing. They just didn't
do.
change this feng shui. They didn't put the couch over there on the left side,
And
rerouted
not
the
the right
TV and hung it
side.
on that wall. And you be like, oh, look at this whole new. No, it's
And
just
it's
the
the
feng shui.
same.
It's different.
Cause been there, done that.
Yeah, yeah. But it's key. That's not a I think an indictment on anyone who has done that. Because I would say I've done that. Well, I
Oh, I
don't know if I've
definitely
done
have.
that. I definitely have, yeah. Where
I
it wasn't too far from where I was. It wasn't enough degrees of separation. Maybe a couple of elements that I was able to pay attention to and wouldn't allow back in, but it was some of the same other things that were still there. And I was like, God dang, I don't like that either. And I need to pay attention and really figure out that those are issues. And the
right,
last thing
right.
I'll say is being exposed to different. Because if you
Hey,
don't get outside of your environment, that's where I think a therapist is so important because they will help you look at things from a different standpoint. They have different, they almost can take you in different places and in different environments of what other relationships operate like without you
mm-hmm.
having to go. to that place.
Right.
They're really a good source for that. So but you have to have that so you can look at your own
Right.
situation. So you don't know you in a stinky house if you always in a stinky house because you don't smell the stank. Mr.
And I
J
think,
Gilia says Keisha's
hold on, hold on,
nuts.
hold on, hold on, hold
Go
on. So
ahead, Doc.
I think one thing is you're in a situation and you like, oh, he did these three things. I don't want these three things in my next situation. And so each situation after that, you're only looking at what you don't want and making sure this person didn't do that. So for example, basic example, you're in a relationship and he don't have
That's
a car.
good.
He don't have a car. So your
That's good,
next
Doc.
relationship, he probably treats you the same way, but he got a car, so he's better. So then you're in a relationship after him, you like, oh, okay, he pulls the chair out for me and he has a car, so I'm doing better. But you're not making enough strides away from what it is that you don't want. Does that make sense? Like you only
So
going like a little baby step ahead.
just yeah, and you focused on those little three things that popped up when it might have been
Right.
several other things that you didn't really give a lot of more attention to because they may be a
Yeah.
more layered, a little more complex
Mm-hmm.
in identifying, and you don't even know those are the precursors to why you because those are very surface level, quickly identifiable elements. But
Right,
the
right,
things that
right.
really matter, you're not looking at that.
Yeah.
Keisha Walker says, "Call me, Alexis. I'll tell you."
Yeah, call me on three-way after the show because I want to know.
Jillian Jones says, it will change you, but you can't let it change you. This is why I
Mm,
self reflect constantly because being with someone who doesn't or can't is hell. You can't fix anything on your own.
I'm with that.
I,
That was
I say
dope.
words of wisdom there. Yep.
Yeah.
Facebook user says, "Hey, what's the subject matter?" It's in the comments.
Hey, Facebook.
Are you the problem? Quick synopsis, like asking, "Are you the problem when it comes to relationships?" Ability to identify, self reflection, identify the elements that are maybe causing issues within a relationship, and you may think it's the other person, but are you the problem? So, some introspective work here we're talking about. Mika White says, "I reached out to a great friend for advice and have made the decision to move differently. My thought process, the knowledge of self, because I have dated the same Negro in three/4
See,
different bodies. About to get some cats.
it's the cats for me.
I love our
So
group, man. They
thank you for your
comedians and they
transparency.
real.
I'm not gonna play with you. Thank you for your transparency in the comments. I really sincerely appreciate that. I appreciate you being willing to engage in conversation and putting yourself out there like that. And I am glad that you did the self
some lady,
self
some of these
reflection.
ladies, they said they about to get them a vibrator
She
named
said,
Buster and
"Hey,
just
I'm not." Keisha Walker said, what I started doing differently was I set higher standards. The next guy was 35 minutes late for our first date. I waited for him, ate my food, let him pay because that's the key, and told him never expect to hear from me again. How you late and your tennis shoes pointed up at the toe? You didn't you didn't tell me your feet were effed up, bro.
what we gonna do?
Why did
Oh,
she say his feet was his tennis shoes
you
was
say why
pointed
your
up?
shoe pointed up at the toe? You ain't tell me your feet
He
was
was
jacked
an
up.
elf. Ain't that
That's
what
because
they
he
call it?
no, he been on his knees because he do construction work and that boot and he been in that position a long time when he down there working and that shoe just kept that form. It's got concrete on it,
Facebook user said,
water and
"Oh,
mud. Okay, Facebook use says, "Oh, am I the problem? Hell yes, I have been. I know me. I'm a maximizer. I take everything to the extreme. Who
come on,
is that?
self-awareness. You better come
Who
on,
is that?
Facebook."
Like, you know what? And now that I take a second look, I am that person.
It actually was
Jillian
me.
Jones says, going a baby step ahead, or like me, going to the extreme opposite.
Yup.
Going a baby step ahead, or like me, going to the extreme. Okay. I might be
Mhm.
guilty. Alexis Butler says, I'm gonna get information. I'm gonna get you information, Keisha. Mika
Not
says,
I hate
and I
cats. Hey, them
Man,
3 or 4 in the
that's what
same,
we're
that's
here to
the same
talk about.
body.
So we trying to cats are great. Nothing against cats, nothing against cats, but we trying to find solutions. See if we are the problem, then we can figure out what the elements
Self
are with
reflect.
us. That huh?
We gotta self
What you
reflect.
say?
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and
Self
then
reflect.
we don't have to get cats and we don't have to get a vibrator named Buster. We gonna work it out. I want to keep hope. Where we running on the other end of the
Buster is
extremes. Where you got,
crazy.
I know these people, man. These are smart people. They capable. They gonna be all right. Let's keep hope alive in here, okay? I hate quoting that
Buster
dude,
is
but
crazy. Please stop saying Buster.
anyway.
She said not about to get some kids, no ma'am.
Okay, its name is Maximus. We'll name it Maximus.
Done with that too.
Okay, Alexis Bella
Okay.
says, Keisha, I know she is doing the doing. She's doing the most. Mr. J say, man, that's all we can say sometimes. You know what I'm
Okay.
talking about? Keisha say,
She
I
said I
missed this,
missed this,
y'all.
y'all. I know it was good.
Mr. J Gill, you laughing out loud.
Laughing.
Oh, Miss Lynn. Okay.
Okay. Hey,
That
Miss Lynn.
okay. Hey,
Miss Lynn,
y'all
the
have no idea,
maximizer.
man. Man. Hey, hey. Keisha Walker says, I'm with Mika. I'm gonna get 6 to 3 boys and 3 girls. Have a house full of kittens, some dusters, and a rocking chair. Keisha
Dusters
was
is
not gonna do
crazy.
that. Keisha's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that. She
She
said,
said,
I'm at
I'm
work.
at work.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Got you.
thank you for watching us while
Understood.
you at work. We definitely appreciate
Yeah,
it.
she's saving lives. She's somewhere saving lives.
Oh,
She done saved
Lord.
mine.
Yeah,
She done saved mine a couple of times. Like for real, like
okay.
literally.
Okay. Say more about that. Like she's a
I got
doctor,
into how shall I
a
explain this?
lawyer.
This was during my early years of college. I returned home. I attended one of the high school football events, and an altercation with one other individual happened, and the it was not any fault of my own. The other individual was pretty irate and wild, and me, I stayed fairly calm. However, one of the officers of the in Wichita Falls, he had the idea that he would, and though I'm standing there calm, he was going to handcuff me. Being that I was at the football stadium in front of all of the, the community that had watched me play just that year prior, I refused to be handcuffed in that condition and in that manner, and I hadn't done anything that I felt warranted being handcuffed. So I refused loudly, and then just being a 6 foot, 6'2", at that time, 235, 40 pound, beautiful specimen of a man.
Come on,
He was
beautiful.
pretty intimidated. And so some of his, and at that point he kept trying to, grab me. And I said, hey, don't touch me. And you can't tell. And this is in 1993.
Mm.
And so you can't tell police don't not do something. And I wasn't paying attention because I'm kind of irate, and it's a lot of people, and it's a little. And Miss Lynn was there in attendance there, and she heard them say, "Hey, let's just take him down," and she would
Mm.
not let them do it. She would not let them do it. Threw herself in harm's way and would not let them do it because they weren't going to touch
Oh,
her
wow.
because she has a little bit of pull. I won't go into all of that. She just had pull and influence and saved me.
Mm.
And yeah,
Well, amen.
that's my oldest daughter's grandmother. But it ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing. But it ain't nothing really grandma-ish about her. Like people,
Well,
you
nah, cause
should
she
like
all
this.
in
Man,
all
I'm
the
telling you,
lit.
sharp. She not normal. That's all. And I don't mean to brag on. I'm just telling the truth. I give people their flowers while you can, man. I'm just saying. Like, yeah, you think you gonna have something to say. She didn't been there and done that. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Mika White says it's a TikTok that says women over 40 need to get a couple, 25, 35-year-old,
And
and
shut
shut them
them down.
out and leave the relationship to young folk.
Slut them out is what she meant.
Slut them out. hold on. Wait a minute. It's a TikTok that says women over 40 need to get a couple of 25, 35-year olds and slut them out and leave the relationships to young folks.
Yes.
Well, what about men over 40?
I guess. Oh no! When you say it like that, it sounds all dirty. I like it better the way she said it. Next comment.
Oh, we just go bypass that? Okay.
Yes.
Gentlemen, any gentlemen that are in if you have a problem with that and you feel like there may be a slight tinge of double
I
standard,
feel like
say so.
men over 40 have more options.
Hypocrisy, maybe?
They are
Say so.
already
I'm just
slutting
saying.
people out. So
Oh, wait, all the attacks and the lies of deception. I am appalled. Your name ain't
come on,
Paul.
next
You
comment.
No, go ahead. Keisha Walker says, Eric, if you don't go on and say you whipped that dude ass because you were drunk and was about to go in on that cop that had the caucasity to touch you, you kind of close. I absolutely unequivocally was not drunk. Just pulled off the highway, had one of my teammates with me. And I'm gonna be honest, just somebody hating on me. They just hate me because I was the man. What can I? And I'm not making this up. And I'm just saying, my name. I'd played sports. I just signed a scholarship to go to college, and football had, my name was known, and I was known in my school. So I just left a few months ago, and I come back. Man, I had slimmed up. I was looking good. I had my Jabot jeans on. I had some slide-on Pumas, and I think a heel figure shirt. And it was
Okay.
Eric, that's Eric, and it was that type of thing. And he was mad, and he felt comfortable enough to steal me in the eye because when people think there's a bunch of people around, but I kept my cool, but I wasn't drunk at all. I wasn't drunk, and it really happened just about the way I said it. Like I tried to stay calm. I didn't, at that time, my reputation was important to me. Yeah, that's something I had been grown up and taught. Your reputation precedes you, and I didn't want to do that. And it was so embarrassing, man. My family come. I'm thinking I done got away with it, man. Then my uncle and my aunt come walking around there with my car. I say, "This is my got the my Uncle Charles." I was like, "Why are they here?" It was horrible, man. It was a horrible experience. But anyway, Jillian Jones says, "Come through, Miss Shirley. Hey, for real, Jillian. Y'all just, man, I've been favored with the people that the most high, the universe, God for some have put in my life. For real. Man, like a mother, man. I call on her for a lot, is what I would say. And man, I appreciate the wisdom and the guidance she gives. Correction too, because she'll keep it 101.
Okay.
Yes, for real. Facebook, she said, no, the big back Tasmanian devil built woman about to get put out of this room.
Okay.
I know what she's talking about.
What is that? Okay, inside joke. Okay.
Yeah, I can't, yeah. Mr.
This
J.
cool.
Giddy says, they always try to get the big ones first. Jillian said, oh, wow. No, ma'am. Y'all crunk tonight. Let's get it. Mika White said, men been doing it for years.
Somebody slutting them out.
I know. I don't agree.
I just wanted to let you know what she was talking
Who,
about because she's
who they doing
accurate.
it with? Who they
The
doing it with?
women
Man, women been
or the men.
women run the show. They've been turning heads. They've been making kings kill folks. They done got whole dynasties. If you look at the movie
Troy.
Achilles,
Troy.
Troy,
You
there
talking
you
about
go. It's
Troy?
all man, over
All of
woman.
that. Oh, and she wasn't even all that. I said we finna lose our
Not even
whole life
close.
because she ain't even
Not
all that.
close. Man, one of
Anyway.
them pale skins. Anyway, Jay Gill said, I got a problem with it. Me too, Jay. Me too, Mr. Gilliard. Me
Not
too. Facebook,
Mr. King is crazy.
Mr. Gilliard. Facebook user says, relationships are not for the faint at heart. It's
At
a great
all.
sacrifice and
Huge.
some ish. I ain't gonna sacrifice ever.
Ever.
Some
I
things
love
just
that
ain't gonna
comment.
get sacrificed, basically. And I mean, the self awareness, like some will be like, oh, no, that's beautiful. Because
Yeah.
anybody that's dealing with that person going to know what they're dealing with. And there's nothing greater you can ask
I
for
like
someone is to
self-awareness.
be, yes, self awareness, transparency, and complete honesty. Beautiful. Jillian Jones says, I can't keep the 25, 35 out my face. They aren't emotionally stable, though. They fall in love and act crazy. I pass.
So now I'm
Well, then,
thinking about that
Jillian.
TikTok.
So, yeah, Jillian. So, with the 25, 35 out of the way, so what age range are you slutting out?
She's not slutting out anyone. She's
I
just
know. And
taking
she
a
gonna come for my
gander at
name. She
what's
gonna come
out
for it,
there.
but I ain't scared. I just listen. I'm
Shoot.
here. Jillian Jones said, yes, they have. I know because I said they hadn't been doing it. She said, yes, they have. Facebook said, no, he was not drunk. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Because I'm gonna tell you, it'd have been a problem with her if I had a been. No, I wouldn't. I had some issues as a young man, but being drunk and stuff like that, that wasn't one of them. Keisha Walker says, men over 40 need to get slutted out often. They don't like some of us big bone chicks. They'll do, they'll do it. Say they be looking for them skinny chicks that with every pump you can you can hear a
I feel
pelvic
her pelvic
bone.
bone. Oh,
She say he had been drunk. She say if he'd have been drunk, I would have let them take his drunk ass to jail. Yes, she would have. Mika White says, shit, then old niggas just as crazy, maybe even more so.
and they got more money and more time to be crazy.
Oh, get off us, leave us
Mm-hmm.
alone. Keisha Walker says, dealing with them young men will have you knowing all the crazy new rap songs. Stop it.
Baby, because I
Hold
don't
on.
know.
Jilly Jones said, 70, no work, just sit in their lap and shake a little bit.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Oh, who we got together? You can't get y'all together like that.
This was great.
That's too much. That's too much. Oh, we really, man, let's what y'all done. We kind of at the end of the hour. So Doc, what are some final key elements where people need to look for to make sure that they are not the problem? And if they are, what would you recommend?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer it a little bit differently. So if you see the red flags, acknowledge the red flags. Do not pick them up. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. If you see some red flags, stop and address them. When you dishonor yourself, you then become the problem because when you don't address the
Mhm.
red flags, you teach that person that this behavior is okay and it's not okay. If it's not okay for you, say something. See something, say something. And if 50,000 people keep telling you the same thing about you, sis, bro, it might be you. It's okay to do some self reflection. It's okay to look at the feedback and say, hey, Tiffany doesn't know Keisha, yet they're saying the same thing about me. Maybe it's me. There's nothing wrong with that. Self reflecting, doing some journaling, get you a therapist. It's cool. Like, handle your stuff because you could be the problem. Those are my
You
final thoughts.
could. That's beautiful, Doc. The only thing I'll say, um, is it like the thing that has helped me in that process, Doc, because I've been
Mhm.
there, is when I began to live in truth, like being honest with yourself about who you are, what you are, and where you are with
Yep.
yourself, and whatever higher entity or deity that you tap into, whether you're a naturalist, a Hindu, Buddha, Christian, if it's Jesus, God, Yah, Allah, whatever it is
Brother
for
Rock,
you,
everybody. Yeah.
yes, you need to be honest with yourself and that higher being, and then you need to remain balanced. One of our Jillian mentioned, she says, either you'll do baby steps, which is not enough, or you'll go too far to the extreme. So you need to
Which is too
learn to
much.
operate in balance. Yes, try to stay in the middle on what I call the assessment scale of life. You can't be too greedy that you keep everything, and then you can't be so generous you give everything away. Can't be so angry that you just pop off, but you can't be so docile you let people take advantage of you. So operate in balance, and then respect reality. Look at things, and Doc said it perfectly. Man, you see the red flags. Look at things for what they really are. Believe them, and then make the proper decisions on that. And the last thing I would say is the one thing that helped me, Doc, is to look at things and I ask, does this put me selfishly in a position of power, prosperity, or protection? And if the answer is no, then no. We do not pass go. We do not collect 200, and we burn rubber. So as we as we wrap the show, I would just say thank you, Doc. Man, you helped some folks this evening. I know you did. I know you did. And say, hey, y'all share. We thank y'all for being here, man. Our chat group was outstanding. Are there any other last comments we have, or
Um,
we done, or we
hold on.
good? Because
We'll
I
hit
love to
this
give our
one.
so y'all on one tonight. They were, weren't they?
This one.
Just great show tonight. Thank you,
And then I don't know
Alexis.
what all of that is. We'll jump here.
She says, love both of those perspectives. Awesome. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you for sharing and being a part of it, man. I always love to see you here. All right. Well, with that being said, we're at our time. Hey, next Thursday, 8:30, perspective. All right. Hey, and if there's something that pinged in your mind, you got questions, hey, you can go to Latoya the therapist on Instagram. Is it .com? We got a website, Doc?
Yeah, let's
Or what other ways?
let'sarguetherapist.com. Yeah, you can find me.
Yes, you can find her. Of course, you can go to Color and Eight, and then go to our Facebook group. It's Perspective, spelled with threes where the E's are, and go and join our group and post the questions that you have or topics you would like to discuss. Man, we love to dig into it, and we want you to really participate. So thank you for being here. Hey, we cut for you. We love you, like sincerely, and we'll see you next week. All right, we out of here.